new music. So, how was she, our favorite media manipulator, Madonna?
Madonna, yep. Well, you know, you're being manipulated. You know you're standing in line with all the other schmucks in the hall from around the world who are going to do the interview. But, you know, it's 15 minutes with Madonna, and it's interesting, to say the least.
Did you mention the book?
We were told not to talk about the book.
But we did talk about the book.
We did talk about it.
I'm not buying the book. I'm bored by the book.
Sold out anyway.
It's incredible what I've done. When I do sit down and think about it, which isn't very often, I don't really allow myself that luxury. But when I do, I have to say that I just think, God, I've really come a long way.
Madonna is someone who thinks with her body, and when she tries to talk in words, people say she's stupid. No, she isn't. You are trying to understand her in words. You must break through the words, which are totally pre-World War II, and look at her command of the TV medium. I mean, that's to me Madonna in the video. I mean, they were like born together.
Somebody who's been grabbing a lot of headlines lately, and I'd be interested to know because she uses you as a reference point a lot, is Camille Paglia.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of some of what she said in relation to you?
Well, I'm flattered that she thinks of me as a feminist role model, and there are a lot of things that I agree with on her politics and stuff, and that, you know, being a sexual being does not cancel out being, you know, a feminist, and I agree with that. On the other hand, I think that sometimes she takes it all too seriously, and I'm amused by some of the things that she...
Traditionally, what we've done is we've kowtowed, we've succumbed to the lowest common denominator, the most pure, the most laundered. Well, I don't buy that anymore. I don't see why the people who are the most prudish should have their way, because I'm offended by sex that is laundered and made clean and safe and nice and normal.
I don't think she should use sex as, just because she's a woman, I don't think she should use sex as a reason to be popular.
Yeah, and she's pretty only because, and she's only popular in her videos because of her sex, we think. But her music is really good.
I'll give you love, I'll hit you like a truck. I'll give you love, I'll teach you how to. I like to put you in control.
I want to talk about the book just briefly, because I understand that everyone wants to talk about the book a lot. You expected that, though, didn't you?
I expect anything at this point. You want to talk about the color of my underwear? We'll talk about the color of my underwear, whatever.
You know what? I don't care. There were a lot of things that were interesting to me in the book, but one of them was the quotation where you said that you think you have a dick in your brain, you don't need one between your legs.
Right.
So what does that mean to you, so that I can understand what that's all about?
Well, you know, it's basically, it's refuting the idea that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, you just, you know, you have penis envy or whatever, you just wish you had a dick. And my answer is, I do. It's in my brain, because if a dick stands for masculinity and being aggressive and having balls or whatever, then it's all a state of mind anyways. You don't need the physical apparatus.
It's interesting to me how many times people use you and what's happening with your career and your life as a counterpoint or a reference point. Comes up a lot.
Right.
Annie said, would you like to know what she said?
Yeah.
She said, well, she wanted power, and isn't that what everybody wants? And I really would love to talk to her about that, because, well, we want power, but the quality of power, do we want to dominate people with our power? Do we want to be macho with our power? Do we want to be chauvinistic with our power? You know, and to what end? This is the ultimate question.
I think there are unhealthy quests for power and healthy quests for power. When I say power, I mean when I mean empowering yourself. I mean, you know, finding your place in life and what, finding out what, you know, having distinction in the world, because I believe that a person without distinction is a person without power. It really means finding your voice. What everybody's on this earth for a reason, and it really is to find out what that reason is, because once you find that out, you have power, whether it's within yourself and in your soul or over thousands of people. It's, you know, it could be small or large. It could be healthy or unhealthy. There are certainly lots of situations where people abuse their power. So, but I think basically that is a fairly common trait in all.
And some mythological lore.
Right?
If you were to relate yourself to any mythological character, what one speak to you?
I forget her name. She was a siren, and she was a goddess, and she lured all these men. She lured all of these sailors into her. She sang, and she lured them into her home, basically, and they all thought they were going to be there for a good time and everything, and she turned them into pigs. I like that story.
Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Have you lured anyone
Never assume anything. That's the moral of that story.
Have you ever lured anyone into your home and effectively turned them into a pig?
No, I've lured people in my home and let themselves turn themselves into pigs. Once a pig, always a pig.